Hello, this is your weekly guidance for August 17th through the 23rd. This is going to be reality, reciprocity, and reordering what matters, okay? This week has a very different feel from the eclipse energy from last week. Now, we're still dealing with some of what the eclipse has brought to the surface, but now we're getting to the practical parts. So, what are you actually going to do with what we've learned? Today, Monday, is going to start with a little bit of a strange combination with Mars and Neptune because they can blur the picture, while Mercury and Saturn, they want facts, responsibility, and clear communication. Then Venus and Jupiter come in and remind us that life isn't supposed to be all work and no correction, okay? It's supposed to be connection, creativity, and the people who are actually around to see what we're building. By Friday, we're going to bring relationships into focus, okay? This is going to be where something is balanced and where it isn't, okay? This is where Venus is going to opposite Saturn, where something isn't balanced or it is, okay? That could be a romantic relationship, that could be friendships, family, businesses, work relationships, or even the relationship that you have and care for with yourself, okay? So by Saturday, we are going to close out Leo season sitting with the sun at the south node, okay, and opposing the Aquarius north node. So, and I know that we've talked about this throughout eclipse season. Leo isn't being thrown away, okay, because we need Leo's creativity, their heart, their confidence, and individuality. But what we are leaving behind are the parts that rely on approval, too heavily on approval, recognition, or being seen a certain way. So then the sun is going to enter Virgo, okay? Virgo looks at what we've learned and says, fine, now how are we going to use it? So that's really the story of the week, okay? Virgo season. So hi to my Virgos. We're going to have less theory and more application, less idolizing and more honesty, as usual, less trying to become something, but more organizing your life around what actually matters to you and leaving the rest behind, okay? Because this is an intense season, okay? And something that I've been thinking about with this week's energy is how often we know what we value, but don't actually build our life around it. So we talk a big game and we say a lot of, chopping it up, but we don't stand behind it. For instance, people will say family matters most to them, yet they never take the time to spend time with them. They never take the time to hey, let's have a family gathering, or let me go over for dinner, let me call and check on them, okay? People also say that their spiritual practice matters, yet it's always the first thing removed when life gets busy, okay? People want peace, and they want calm and tranquility, but they participate and continuously participate in situations that cause and create chaos, okay? They say they want healthier relationships, but keep ignoring the same imbalance and repetitive circle. So there's often that gap between what we say matters and what our choices show that matter, okay? And Virgo season is good at exposing those gaps completely, okay? Not to criticize us, as most think, but it's just to make things practical. And if something truly matters, eventually it has to find its way into our schedule, okay? To our habits and to our boundaries and our choices, because otherwise it just stays an idea. So, ciao, ciao. I will see you Wednesday to give you the energies, the rest of the astrology of the week, card readings, and crystal and oil prescriptions. Ciao, ciao.